Good morning, my dear students. This is Mahesh from Masis Vidyana School as a computer teacher for your IP subject, class 11th. We are welcoming you for the class 11th. So in this video, we are going to learn the new chapter, that is a database concept. Subject Informatic Practices, subject code is 065 for the class 11 Science and Commerce stream for both students. So whatever the topics are going to cover in this video, there are the total 3 topics are going to cover. First one, introduction to the database. Second one, file system. Third one, limitations of the file system. First one, I'm going to start with the chart on the database. Inconsistency of your mind can damage your memory. Remove the inconsistent data and keep the original one. So in our brain, daily lot of the message we are storing in our mind. So lot of the message are stored into the mind. Then whatever the important messages are required for you in the future, that only you keep it. In many rest of the things you remove from the mind forever, from your brain. So first one, introduction to the database. Briefly, I'm going to explain in this one. So class teacher, everybody knows the class teacher is maintaining the student records in the attendance register. So for a particular class, I'm considering the 50 students for 11th standard. For example, I'm taking the 11th standard. I'm the class teacher. So 50 students in my class, I'm maintaining the 50 students' name into the attendance register. First, I have to fill all the details, address, guardians, parents, fathers and mother's name and contact detail. So this all the things I have to update in the attendance register. Then every month I have to take the attendance of every student. Whether the child is present, mark it as a P, and if the child is absent, mark it as a A, as a absent. Okay. So for this month, for example, I'm taking that this month having the 26 working days. So 26 working days. So every day I have to take the attendance whenever the school in session, right? So this is a hectic work for the teacher. Daily, he or she has to maintain their records into the attendance register. Every month he has to update the one page to another page of all the student details from one page to another page, same aspect. But there are a lot of the errors also possible are there. But only the thing when we are doing the manually, we have to concentrate on that. But some places are very difficult. We can't able to get all the informations. Following are the some of the limitations of manual records, keeping in this example. First one, so entry student details, teacher maintain the roll number, name, and taking the new attendance register when the students are promoted to the next class. So after the 10th, you are promoted to the 11th standard. Of course, the teacher has to maintain the record of the student because he or she might be older than two of the students are there in this particular class. Second one, writing the detail on every month, that means each month attendance page. So where inconsistency may be happened incorrectly. So in the first month, June, for example, June month your names are updated for the 50 students. But the June is get over, moving to the July month, then the same name I have to update in the July month also, in that new page also. Sometimes by mistake, some of the students' name might be skipped. That is a human error possibilities are there, and this manually to maintain the record. Third one, loss of the data in case the attendance register is lost or damaged. Any cases might be sometimes what happened, teachers lost the attendance register. Is it possible? Sometimes, but not all the times. The teacher maintain the attendance register is very, very important because one means the whole academic year's data is updated in the attendance register. So how many days your child is present for this academic year, we can find out very easily. Even the contact detail and parents, address, home address, because all the things are updated in the attendance register. Next one, erroneous calculations while consolidate attendance record manually. Erroneous calculation means nothing but When you are at the end of the month, you're finding the total percentage of present of this month. So in that case, sometimes teacher, instead of 26 working days, some teachers might recalculate the 27, 28. So these are the chances are there to make the erroneous calculations. So your total percentage will be change of the present. So this is a simple example where attendance register maintained by the teacher. So like this, the number of the students are given, name and list, and every day Thursday belongs Friday, but Friday are not mentioned, only the numbers will be declared that. And at the right hand side, if you observe, the total number of working days will be calculated here, right? That is important. Then the total students calculation will be done here. The next one, class teacher maintaining the portfolio of the student. Of course, role. Why the role of the class teacher? He or she has to maintain the entire record for the whole academic year, right? Because why means any time management, your principals, your office staff, anybody can be as the information of the student, that particular child. So in that case, she or he has to maintain every records of the child, right? It's very important part and the important part of the data to store in the register. Now, attendance update into the database software, which is the very easiest one, but only the thing, once it is updated into the system, you have to only to select some particular softwares are available, attendance portal. So their login ID and password for the students and as well as teacher also. So teacher once is done, so it's only the roll number is note down. That roll number only mark it as an absent. So nowadays a lot of the technologies are developed. Whether your child is present in the class, then message will be delivered to your parents. That type of the technology also introduced at present generation. So this is an example, another how the student detail information is appear through the software. So office staff also can be used it very easily. So in this case, the attendance register it won't be get lost. It won't be lost attendance register and place somewhere else in the staff room, your classroom, your staff. So that is a very difficult task. But if the data are stored into the software, so anybody can be accessed, whether the teacher, office staff, admission process, just all the details can be easily viewed from one particular place. So these are the example. Once the child ID card, which is a RIF, radio frequency identifications. This technology is very popular. Once the child is entered into the school, that punch in front of that machine, automatically it will be receive the message to the attendance report as well as teacher and parents also. So these are some example techniques which are implemented at present in the many schools. RFID, so that is a full form I said it, and UHF, ultra high frequency. So next topic, we are going to learn the file system. What is a file system? So operating system is needed where the data can be stored into the different places. So you know very well, or every child is using the computer. So you are updating the data into the system like Excel file, Word file, PowerPoint file, each and every file is it in the different places. So file systems means what is that? Whether in the text format, the computer programming format, yeah, CSV format is nothing but comma separated value. So many formats of the data are stored like text I said, programming format I said, and CSV format said, picture, audio, video, web pages are also this. All the examples are there. But if it is in the software, you know very well, monthly wise attendance report on the school website, one has to write computer programming to access the data from the file. So one computer program is done based on your attendance register, then it will be installed in one PC. Whoever the permission is given, that person can be access it. So anywhere corner of the school campus. Limitations of the file system. So what is the limitation of the file system? First one, difficult to access. Second one, data inconsistency. Third one, data redundancy. Fourth one, data isolations. Fifth one, data dependence. Sixth one, control data sharing. First one, difficult to accessing the data. In classical file organization, the data is stored into the file. Whenever the data has to be retrieved as per the requirement in the new application program is to be written. So when you are storing any particular data, like already I said that a register is a boring file. If this same thing, you need not to update it every month, the student detail. The same thing if it is updated in the computer, like in the programming software, it's very easy. The teacher is need not to write the name every month. It's only one time is written according to the date wise, the sheet will be generated itself. So we have to written new applications programs to satisfy an unusual request. Find all the customers with the same postal code. That is a big drawback. If in the programming all the postal codes are written same, that is a difficult. But here the first time you have to update the roll number, name, parents detail, address, mobile number. This all the information must be updated in your PC. Next one, data inconsistency. Data inconsistency occurs between the files of similar data is kept in different format. So all the data are stored in the different format in different places. So if you matching your data is done between the file, then as a result of the data is inconsistency. So because why means duplicate of some data comprise the data integrity. If you see the example in this one, the data inconsistency, how it's happened. Alpha, Bravo and Charlie, three places where the data are stored. In this one, first one 3 shoe 108, then second and Bravo, if you check that in that ID 3 shoe amount is 100, and then 3 shoe 105. So if you observe in the three places the same name but different values are there, that is a big drawback of it to fetch. So if you saving the data in a one places, that is a good for the data redundancy. This is the inconsistency. So many places you save the file. So redundancy means to avoid the duplicate value as seen in the previous video. So only one time you create the database and store the data in the same place, in one place, where in the two separate places then it is a different. But different table and different file can be assigned. For example, the teacher, those who are teaching in the higher secondary and secondary section. So both the places, both the teachers are teaching. So might be they are maintaining like a section wise aspect also, secondary wise also. So the teacher's name is updated in the secondary as well as in the higher secondary also. So in this software, they used to maintain both the places. Third one, data isolation. Isolation is a database level property that controls how, when the changes are made and if they become visible to each other, users and system. One of the goals of isolation is allowed to the multiple transactions to occur at the same time without adversing effect to the execution of each. So what happened? The multiple users are using and updating the detail. So that is also will be affecting your data. So only the authorized person can be updated your record. And if the permission is given, then it's possible. If you see that in the bank, example, if you take the bank manager has a full authority, whatever the things want to update the customer detail and so on. So it's possible. But employee in some cases, he or she has the rights to update the detail, whatever the work is given to that employee. Only that employee can be update the detail of the customer, whoever the people open the saving account, right? Now, data dependence. So data dependence means each and every details are separately managed, but only the thing is that all the data are stored into the one particular places. So if you see in the given figure, that is a view 1, view 2 and view 3, conceptual schema, physical schema and database. So this all the three users are maintaining the data into the one particular drive, like a database aspect. So that is a very important part. So each and every users are operating from the single database only. So that is a call as a data dependence. So one or more attributes uniquely identify other attributes of the relations. Control data sharing. So control data sharing here how I can give you some example. The data can be shared to the many departments like the personal loan, account department, loan department. So like this, the data are stored into the one particular database where in bank. So if the personal department wants to check the customer detail, it can be checked, and the same aspect account department also can be check the information of particular customer, the same aspect the loan. So employee check the account, saving account, installment loan, mortgage loan, data files. Just all the data are stored into the database. But one thing is, what is that? They can only fetch the record. They can't able to modify the records. So this is a part of the data sharing. There is some type of the restriction is given to the user where the person can be see the records of the customer, but not everyone will get the permission. Only the particular department will get the permission to see the records of the customer. So see the data conferencing and group file. So these are the main important part from the controlled data sharing. So thanks for watching video. I hope you really enjoyed this session.